Welcome back to CBS News 24/7. This is something Texas voters know a lot about. On the ballot, a special election to fill Houston's open seat for its 18th congressional district. A whopping 16 candidates vying for that seat, favored for a Democrat to take. This is, by the way, the second special election for that seat within a year after its two representatives died in March and November of last year. A lot to break down here, a lot of candidates to talk about. CBS News reporter Shawna Mizelle is live in Houston with the voice of the voter. So, Shawna, how confident are the candidates that they've captured the voters' favor today, and what are voters saying?
Hey, Reed, it's great to be with you, and that's a really good question. Now, a lot of the voters that I spoke with here in Houston, Texas this morning said that they are looking for a candidate that can take on Donald Trump and the Republican Party. A lot of them expressed disdain with this government shutdown that continues to go on with no end date in sight. As for those candidates, they are also really confident. They say that they have the power to do just what those Texas voters need. And as you mentioned, the previous people that filled this seat both passed away. And so voters here have gone a long time without congressional representation. Let's take a listen to what Christian Menifee, he is the Harris County District Attorney, and he's also a top candidate for this seat. I spoke with him earlier today. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
What folks want to see is someone who's intelligent enough, who's thoughtful enough to use the tools at your disposal to do what the day calls for. Some days that's going to be fight. That means that when the president spends funds illegally, serving on the Oversight Committee and investigating him. That means that if articles of impeachment are filed, ensuring that we have vigorous advocates who are going to hold the president accountable. But it also means working across the aisle when there are opportunities to. I don't care if you're blue, red, or orange. If you want to work with me to help bring resources to the 18th Congressional District, I'm happy to do that. And I've done that time and time again here as Harris County Attorney. When cigarette companies were getting our kids hooked on vaping products here in Harris County, I teamed up with the Republican Attorney General of the state of Texas to go after those companies to ensure that we had real recourse here in our communities. I have no problem working with anybody, and so I think the job of a member of Congress is to use the tools that are necessary for the day. Some days that's throwing a punch, some days that's working across the aisle.
And there you just heard from Christian Menifee, but I also spoke with another top candidate, Amanda Edwards, and she's just as enthusiastic and confident. But as you mentioned, there is a lot of candidates, 16 to be exact, so this should certainly be an interesting race.
Well, and something else that comes to my mind, Sean, is that this is the second time this seat became vacant in less than a year. So does that drive voter turnout or the opposite?
Well, that remains to be seen, but voter turnout is typically generally low when it comes to these off-cycle elections. However, some of these Democratic voters, especially in the Houston area and in District 18, are upset about redistricting. They are upset about that government shutdown, and they know that this seat is known for producing black prominent political leaders that have really gone to bat for civil rights, like Sheila Jackson Lee and Barbara Jordan.
All right, Shawna Mizelle in Houston, Texas. Thank you so much.